I don't know what the hell is wrong in YouTube right now, because we did 3 hours this morning, not one problem. Then we start up again and it doesn't work. I get a new program connected to it and it says, no, I'll just end the stream. Oh, for fuck's sake. I think we're back. Let's hope it holds up this time. I don't know what to do anymore. I've done everything I can. And it worked. The program I'm using sent video feed through YouTube, and it just said, nah, I don't want to feed, I don't want to stream anymore. And then deleted the stream, both here and on Rumble. For fuck's sake. I'm going to go a little bit back because I don't know how far back I lost you.
Good afternoon, Ms. Birdie. My name is Marissa Finsky. I just have some questions for you. You stated that Ms. Warner started out as your client for massage therapy, correct?
Yes.
And she would be seen for neck pain, headaches, upper back and shoulder pain. Does that sound accurate?
Yes.
When Ms. Warner would come to an appointment, you said the last appointment she came in and she was crying.
Yes.
She had come into appointments previously where she had been crying as well, correct?
Yes.
This was not the first time that you had seen her crying.
Yes.
And you testified about bruising that you saw on Ms. Warner. For these bruises that you claim you saw, you didn't document any of them?
No, I'm not required to.
Even though you're not required to, you still didn't document any
No.
of the bruises? And you testified under an oath.
I would rather have 0 likes and then everything worked perfectly. Again, I can't figure out where the problem is. I thought it was the program, but it's not, because then I opened up the other program and it was perfect. Everything was great. There was no error codes on it. And YouTube just thinks, nah, I'll shut it off. And it just kills the link. And it killed the link to Rumble as well. Everything was sending out signal here. Everything is A-okay on this one. I can't figure out where the mistake is.
At a hearing, you testified under oath at a hearing on June 20th, 2023. Is that correct?
Sure.
And would you like to see the transcript to
I believe you. I'm
reflect-
just not great with
Okay.
dates.
So at that hearing under oath, you didn't mention any bruising that looked like a handprint, correct?
I don't remember if I did or not.
Would you like looking at the transcript, would that help refresh your recollection?
Sure.
Yeah, and everything looks good now. I think I'm just gonna, as long as I'm not bringing a guest on, I'm just gonna do it in the desktop version. It seems to be stable. I know my microphone, I need to put some filters on it, yada, 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 whatever. But we're gonna stay over here because that seems to be the most stable solution so far. That hasn't had these dropouts with YouTube. I think it's something between Chrome and YouTube that might not be working. And again, yes, YouTube also seems to be working on something, so maybe that's why the keys they use to talk to each other doesn't work.
Yes, so it's going to be her full testimony. I think that starts on page 84, I believe. Is that correct?
50?
Yes.
That might be. Sorry, hold on. No, I think it's actually going to be in the 100s. I just don't have one second. The
And
table of contents is on
And
the
what,
first page.
where, does she have an obligation to then ask, oh, I can see you have some bruising on your upper arm. Are you being hit by your husband? Is that her obligation? She's a massage therapist. I can walk into something and get a bruise. Should she then call in and said, well, I think Jamie might have hit him again? It's just weird that, the massage therapist should have reported bruises. Well, so I'm guessing this is the quarterly fix on YouTube that's fucking everything up as always. So lovely, so lovely.
It goes from 84 to 111.
Thank you. And then just read it silently to yourself, and when you're
she's not a first reporter.
ready,
She's not a mandatory reporter.
Okay, am I on 80? I'm sorry, am I on 85 or 84?
So your
and we
testimony
lost in
starts on
ice hockey.
85. They swear
Okay,
you in on
okay.
84.
Yeah, that's the thing. How is she supposed to tell, she's been beaten by her husband or she fell off the tractor?
I don't think this is my testimony.
Page 85, it says, could you please tell this honorable court your name? Stacy Birdie.
Gave her the wrong testimony.
Okay.
My apologies. There's multiple.
I was like, I don't remember any of that. Okay.
Is she reading her entire testimony?
Okay.
Did that help refresh your recollection?
I did mention arm.
Correct, but you didn't mention anything in that hearing when you were under oath about bruising that looked like a handprint, correct?
No.
There's
Yes,
no.
sorry. Yes, no, yes.
Correct, you didn't mention it.
I mentioned bruising on the arm, but not in the shape of a handprint.
Okay, and then you didn't mention anything about it looking like the bruising was someone being grabbed. Is that correct?
Not at the time.
And you also testified under oath at another hearing on May 3rd, 2024. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay, and at that hearing, you didn't mention anything about a bruise looking like a handprint, correct?
Yes. Sure.
So-
I mean, I remember talking about the bruising. I remember talking about the areas of the body, but I don't. If I didn't, then
If you don't remember, I can refresh your recollection, but does that sound accurate?
Yes.
Okay, and you also didn't mention anything
I'm
about
grabbing a-
bruising reminiscent of someone being grabbed. Is that correct?
A
Yes.
drink. I'll
I
be.
have no further questions.
Oh.
I have to read the bottom part.
Where are you showing?
Michigan State Police report, her statement from 2023.
Okay, why? Did she say she can't remember it, or
No.
are you trying to
This
impeach
is
her?
the prior consistent statement that she made from
She didn't say handprint at the initial investigation.
prior to testifying in any hearing.
the highlighted part.
The bottom part, can you read that and let me know when you're done?
Oh, you don't want me to read it out loud?
No, read it
Okay,
yourself
sorry.
And let me know when you're done.
Okay.
Yeah, we have access to audio books through, but they only have
Yes.
like
You
100.
met
You
with the
can
Michigan State Police in September of 2023.
for the
is that
entire
correct?
library.
And in there, do you describe the bruising?
Yes.
And how do you describe the bruising to Michigan State Police?
As being grabbed or thrown.
Okay, and that was prior to testifying at any hearing in this matter, is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And during the transcript that you just read, were you asked specifically to describe those bruises on the arms?
Yes.
In the prelim transcript? Not in the police report? In-
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I was not.
Okay. And the last time that you observed that type of bruising on Dee was when?
November-ish, around
Of what year?
2020.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Birdie, you were interviewed by the Michigan State Police on September 28th, 2023, correct?
Yes.
And you had testified in a previous hearing under oath on June 20th, 2023?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not great about dates, so yeah, it does.
Anything further, Ms. West?
Oh, no, I have nothing further. She can excuse.
Are we excusing Ms. Brody from her subpoena?
Yes.
No objection, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Brody. You are free to go. Oh, I'm sorry. We have a question from you.
Oh.
All right. I have shared a juror question with counsel, and it's my understanding that they are in agreement that the question should not be asked under the rules of evidence. Is that accurate?
That's accurate, Your Honor.
That's correct, thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Now you may be excused. You are excused from your subpoena, so you are free to go or remain in the courtroom if you wish.
Okay, thank you.
People would call Stephanie vocal.
As much as possible so that everyone in the courtroom can hear you.
Can you please state your full name and spell it for the record?
Stephanie Vokel, Stephanie Voelkle.
Stephanie, did you know Dee Warner?
Yes,
And how long did you know Dee?
5 years.
And that was prior to 2021?
Correct.
All right. How did you know Dee?
I started working for her in June of 2016.
Okay. And when you say working for her, what did you do for her?
I did accounts payable, accounts receivable, billed out for DDW, the trucking company, received in money.
Okay. So you worked there on the Munger farm?
Correct.
And describe your relationship.
Lady, you are in court. Could you stop chewing the cud?
With Dee.
We gradually became best friends. We went shopping together, went on a cruise together, spent a lot of time together, including in the office.
Okay. Did you spend time with Dale at the office?
Not much.
Okay. How would you describe your relationship with Dale?
Just business.
Okay. How often do you think you talked to Dee?
Every day.
How did you talk to her?
In the office, face to face, over text.
Okay. When you say in the office, what's a typical day look like? 8 to 5, 9 to 4?
Usually it was 9 to 5.
Okay. And would Dee be in the office most days, or?
Yeah, pretty much every day.
Okay. Describe Dee to me, if you could describe her to somebody.
Feisty, fierce, beautiful heart. Always looked like $1,000,000. Always wearing the glitz and glam.
Okay. When you said always looking like $1,000,000, what does that mean?
She was always wearing something fancy,
Okay.
jewelry, everything, the whole 9 yards.
That's a standard phrase. Even I get what looking like $1,000,000 is.
Did she have her hair done?
Always, yes.
And the office was on the same property that her dwelling was on, correct?
Correct.
And did she ever come down to the office in her pajamas?
In her pajamas? No.
Okay. Do you know what vehicle or vehicles that Dee drove?
Cadillac and a Hummer.
And which one did she drive more?
Cadillac.
And
How the
was
hell
there a
does it
time
go?
that you, Dee took the Hummer to a mechanic that you know of?
Why did it
She
open
took
up
it to the
that
shop quite
window?
often, yeah, when it needed it to be serviced. Mhm.
Okay. Was there ever a time when she came back from the mechanic and appeared to be upset?
Yes.
Okay. And did she show you anything at that time?
What's wrong with YouTube today?
I can't remember if it was that day or the next day she had shown me something, yes, that the shop had found, yes.
Okay. And how did that item appear to you? What did it look like?
It was like a little black box.
Did you ever see?
Yeah. I just why the hell did it open up her window over YouTube? This is just supposed to send it up to this. It's not supposed to open their window. That's weird. It has not done that before. But I'll stalk you, Katie.
Dee with a second phone that was supposed to be a secret phone?
I did not.
I was doing this and then it opened up a new window. It hasn't done that before. I hate YouTube today.
Did you also hang out with Dee on weekends?
Yes.
How often would you hang out with her on a weekend?
I can't
Maybe
today.
once a month, twice a month.
When you've been around her, did you observe her to be under the influence of drugs or anything that
No.
would cause you concern?
No.
Okay. Did you go to lunches or dinners with Dee?
Yes.
Okay. Did anything out of the ordinary happen on some occasions?
Yeah, I remember a specific time where we were at Evans Street Station and Dale drove by in his truck when we were sitting there eating dinner.
Well, the problem is I have to hit a window over here to pull it up on chat. And then I have to hit another one to take it off again because of this setup. And normally it'll just do like it does now. And then when I hit the link, it'll clear it. No, now it did it again. The fuck's... Oh, you can go follow Marissa as well. Everything is just stupid today. I have to close that down and start it up again. Maybe it's something wrong in it.
Okay. Did that only happen once?
I'm pretty sure it happened a few times. I just can't remember those times.
Okay.
Your Honor, I would move to strike the response. If the witness doesn't remember, then it would be speculation.
I agree, Your Honor.
All right, so I will sustain that objection and strike that answer.
Do you remember going to any lunches with Dee and having anybody show up?
No, just phone calls from Dale asking where she was a lot when we went out to lunch.
Okay. So you talked to Dee in person, you talked to her over text. Any other ways you communicated with her?
Snapchat.
Okay, what is Snapchat?
It's an app that you can communicate back and forth on, and you can send pictures on.
Okay, and if I want to see your Snapchats between you and anybody, can I do that?
No, because they automatically delete.
Okay, so is that a function of that particular app?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have the opportunity to observe fighting between Dee and Dale?
Yes.
All right. Yelling and screaming, or what?
Yes.
All right, so tell me about some of those
Thank you
fights.
so much, Side Eyes. You're
There
doing
was
great at life.
one in particular that I remember. He came in, they were both in the office and they went into the lunchroom and they were arguing. I could hear them yelling, both of them. I couldn't tell you what it was about.
Okay. And were there any other arguments that really stood out to you?
Yes, I was in the office and Dale walked in and said, "You," and pointed at Dee, "out here now." And she came around the desk and went outside and they were face to face yelling at each other, fighting about something. I couldn't tell you what.
Okay, and what did you observe?
What part did you miss, Marissa? What didn't you hear her say?
Him to look like?
He was yelling at her with his hands behind his back,
Okay. And how far away is he from Dee?
like maybe a foot, 2.
All right. And is he standing straight up? Is he leaning in? What's he doing?
He's leaning in,
Okay, and what was Dee doing?
standing there, defending herself basically with her words.
Okay. Do you know what most of their fights were about?
I want to say money, usually,
Objection. If it's based on personal knowledge or not, I think that clarification needs to be made.
Did you hear the arguments between Dee and Dale, what the topics were about?
I did, yes.
Okay.
I just don't remember specifics. I just remember abroad, like money or his kid, usually his kids or his dad.
Okay,
Usually
so-
was the argument.
Okay. So yeah, I don't want specific details. I just want to know what the broad topics are. So they thought a lot about money and
Sorry, did anyone catch what was objected to? Because I'm sitting here, dog on water, trying to figure out what the hell is wrong with everything today. So I didn't catch what was objected to. Can someone help Marissa out, please?
kids and what was the last thing? I'm sorry.
His dad.
Okay. All right. When they would fight, did you ever observe Dale try to touch Dee or otherwise massage her neck?
Usually it was after an argument.
Okay.
It's like they would get into an argument, he would come back in and massage her shoulders.
Okay. And how did she react to that?
Uncomfortable.
When you say uncomfortable, can you describe that for the jury?
Sometimes she would say, "Dale, like, like shrug her shoulders, kind of like get off me."
Tell me about Dee's size. How tall is she? About how much does she weigh?
Maybe 5'1", 5'2", like 100, I don't know, 40 pounds.
Okay, and that's just a guess on your part, an estimate. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you and Dee talk about personal things a lot?
Yeah, all the time.
Was it uncommon for Dee to talk to you about wanting a divorce?
No.
All right. And had she had that topic of conversation come up on April 24th, 2021?
She said that she told Dale that she wanted to sell everything.
Okay. And what time were you talking to Dee on the 24th?
Around like 11 o'clock.
Okay. And is that phone call, text message? How are you guys having a conversation?
Text message.
All right. So you guys wrap up the conversation about selling things, and do you reach out to her again that night?
Yeah.
Do you remember what time?
Around 7. I reached out to her to see how she was doing.
Okay. Was that via text, phone call? How was that?
Text message.
Did you get any response?
No.
All right. When was the last time you saw Dee in person?
Friday afternoon.
Okay, and where was that at?
At the office.
All right, and how did she appear then?
She was nervous, stressed out, preparing herself to talk to Todd. She was going to have a conversation with Todd,
Okay, and who's Todd?
the dispatcher for DDW.
Okay, what's Todd's last name?
Nyrick.
And did Todd work for Dee?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay, and what was his position at DDW?
A dispatcher.
So what does that mean, though? I'm sorry.
It's okay. He scheduled all the truckloads, and guess that would be it.
Okay. And who would be his direct boss?
Dee and Dale.
Okay. Do you know if the disagreement was about business?
Yes.
And what was Todd's demeanor like?
He was perturbed, mad.
Was he not in agreement with what Dee wanted?
Correct.
This is her best friend and co-worker.
Okay, so then on the 24th, you have a conversation with her. She doesn't respond back after 7:30 p.m. Were you concerned at that point?
Yes.
Why?
Because I knew they were arguing, fighting, and I didn't trust.
Well, let me ask you this. You talk to Dee how often?
Every day.
Okay, if you text her, does she respond?
Yes.
All right, if you call her, does she call back?
Yes.
All right, is there ever a delay in response from her other than, a couple minutes here or a couple minutes there?
Not very often. She always had her phone.
So on April 25th, 2021, that Sunday morning, Raquel calls you.
Yeah.
Do you know approximately what time it was?
Like 10:30.
Okay. And what'd she call you for?
She called me and asked me if I knew where Dee was.
All right. And did you know where Dee was?
I did not.
Had you heard from her at all since your previous night's text?
No.
Okay. What'd you do after Raquel called you?
I called Dale
Okay. Why'd you call Dale?
because I wanted to know where Dee was.
All right. Did you get a hold of Dale?
Yes.
And what did he say to you?
He told me that they had a fight last night and that she was all pissed off at him. And the last time that I seen her was on the couch this morning at 6 o'clock.
Okay. Did he go into detail about the fight?
No.
All right. Did you go to the Munger property on the 25th of April 2021?
I did not.
Okay. When's the next time you go to the Munger property?
I believe it was Monday or Tuesday.
Is that to go back to work?
Correct.
Okay. Is Dee there?
No.
All right. Do you have a conversation with Dale when you return to work?
Yes.
All right. And what do you guys talk about?
Well, he came in and sat next to me and asked me if I knew who would pick him up, or I'm sorry, if I knew who would pick Dee up without saying anything.
Okay. What'd you say?
I just said I don't know.
Did Dale have a conversation with you about Dee having some kind of medical appointment or blood work?
Yeah, that was on Sunday.
Okay. Tell me about that.
He had called me and asked me if I knew that she was supposed to have a blood test, and that she was acting strange the night before.
Okay.
And I just said I have no idea.
Okay. Did he follow up with that conversation during the week when you went back in?
Yes.
Okay. And what did he say to you at that
He
point?
asked me, did you think anything more about the blood test thing? And I just said no. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that information.
Okay. And did you tell him that?
Yeah.
You don't. Okay. Did he give you any more details during that week about the fight between him and Dee or the events of the night of the 24th of April?
Yeah, it was when he sat down in the chair next to me. I vaguely remember he said something about that she had a headache that night and he rubbed her shoulders or rubbed her neck on the couch, and then she had took something for her migraine or something, and that's really all I remember.
Okay. How long did you stay working for the Warners?
Until June, June of 2021.
Okay. Have you talked to Dee at all since April 24th, 2021?
No,
Have you seen her since April 23rd, 2021?
no,
Why did you have to think about it? Were you thinking about the dates back that far?
yeah.
Okay. I want to ask you one last question about Dee's wedding ring. During the course of your friendship, relationship, working there, did you have the opportunity to observe that
Yes.
ring? All right.
Thank you, Day 7, for another 50 memberships to not a house defendant. Love from Tejas. Gypsy Soul Astro Photos. Jules USMC and Kim Steiner were let into the fold of panel members. Welcome to the club.
Describe it.
Big, shiny,
Okay. When you say big, are you talking like big, like
big rock.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
Did you ever see Dee take that ring off?
No.
Okay. When you describe Dee as being very flashy and getting liking the jewelry and stuff like that, what type of jewelry was she buying?
Not cheap jewelry.
Okay. Diamonds?
Yeah.
Expensive?
Yes.
Okay. And based on your knowledge of her, do you see her leaving that ring anywhere?
No.
Objection. Speculation.
Sustained. And I would strike that remark and direct the jury not to consider it.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Ms. Volko. My name is Mary Chartier. I have some questions for you this afternoon. I want to start with the Hummer. You said the Hummer used to have to go to the shop pretty frequently, so you have to answer verbally for the record.
Yes.
And do you know how frequent is frequent?
Like maintenance trips, basically, or if something broke down.
So if we're looking at a year, how many times a year?
2 or 3.
You said that there was a box or a device found, and Ms. Warner came back and showed that to you?
Yes.
And so she came back from the shop and showed you that device?
I don't know. That's fuzzy to me. I don't know if I can't remember if it was that day or the next day.
So it might have been when she came back from getting the Hummer work done or the next day?
Correct.
She showed that device to you?
Correct.
Did she ask you what it was?
We kind of already had an idea of what it was because we found it. Yeah.
Well, how would you have an idea? So she shows you the device. How would you have an idea at that time?
Because I found a charge on the credit card, and we investigated it on Google.
So you found a charge on a credit card, and then you thought that was this device. Is that
Correct.
accurate?
Correct.
Then what happened to that device? Do you know?
I have no idea.
I want to go to April 23rd, 2021. This was a day you were working in the office?
Yes.
And you had indicated that Ms. Warner had a verbal disagreement with a gentleman named Todd Nayrick?
Correct.
Now, could you hear what the conversation or disagreement was about?
No.
Could you hear raised voices?
Yes.
Could you hear Mr. Nayrick's voice raised?
Correct.
And did you hear Ms. Warner's voice raised?
Yes.
So the two of them were raising their voices to each other?
Correct.
Was that unusual for Ms. Warner to raise her voice at a staff member?
Not really.
Now, so you'd heard her raise her voice before to people who worked for her?
Correct.
And did you hear her ever raise her voice to family members?
No. I don't
What-
believe so.
What about to Mr. Warner?
Oh, yes.
So you heard her raise her
Yes,
voice to
yes,
him?
yes.
Now, when this conversation was over, did Ms. Warner, the one with Mr. Nayrick, did Ms. Warner come back and go back to work?
I'm not sure because I believe I left
Did you
before they were done.
Okay. So when you left, do you think that Ms. Warner was still in a disagreement with or conversation with Mr. Nayrick?
Yes.
Is it possible that you did see her before you left and she seemed happy to you?
It's a possibility that I did see her, but I don't remember her state of.
Would looking at a statement that you gave refresh your memory?
Yes.
Give her the right one this time.
Where am I looking?
If you could turn to page 393. The first sentence of the last paragraph. We're actually moving into the second sentence as well.
The last paragraph?
Yes. Do you see that?
The second sentence. Okay.
Do you want me to come up and show you where, or do you want to show
Yes,
on the
please.
screen?
Yes,
You-
yes,
okay.
please.
I'll show you, or unless you know.
Show me, I'll show her.
Okay. Here you go, right here.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That indicates that you did see her that day, correct?
Yeah.
So after her verbal disagreement with Todd Nayrick, you may want to leave that up there for her, Ms. Saylor, because we might need it again. You're too efficient. You're too efficient. So after Ms. Warner had her verbal disagreement with Mr. Nayrick, you saw her again before you left, correct?
Okay, yes.
And she seemed happy when you left, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's what that says, correct?
Okay, yes.
Now, the next day, you had texted with Ms. Warner. You indicated in the morning, roughly around 11 a.m.?
Yes.
That's on April 24th, 2021.
Correct.
And that's a Saturday, correct?
Yes.
And she had indicated she was having a rough day.
Yes.
Now, the basic topic of conversation related to the Nayrinks, Todd and Terry Nayrink, correct?
Yes.
And she had indicated that she was hyperventilating
Yes.
and she was throwing up, correct?
Yes.
Now, you also said that she had told you that she had communicated with Mr. Warner that she wanted to sell everything.
Correct.
The last text that you had with Ms. Warner was when you sent it roughly at 7:43 p.m.?
Yes.
The next day, April 25th, 2021, that was the day that you communicated with Mr. Warner. That was the Sunday?
Correct.
And he indicated to you that Ms. Warner was upset with him the
Yes.
night before, correct?
Yes.
And the two of them had an argument.
Yes.
Yes, I did my snow before I did my eating.
Now, the next week when you go into work, you indicated that Mr. Warner had asked you some questions about possible blood tests that Ms. Warner had had.
Yes.
And who might pick her up from the Munger property, correct?
Yes.
He also asked you if you knew anything about Ms. Warner going to Traverse City.
Yes.
This is her best friend and her co-worker who, like all the rest of them, said, well, Dale was always yelling at her. And then when the defense asked, well, they were yelling at each other. So it's the same picture. The state tries to put Dale as a very abusive person, and then the defense tries to come back and say, well, Dee was abusive as well. We had the massage therapist before saying she saw some bruising on her, maybe 8 to 10 times over the 10 years she was massaging her, but she never reported it because she's not a mandatory reporter. So the game is kind of shaping up now. The state will put him in as this highly abusive person, and the defense will try and say, well, she gave as good as she got.
You indicated again that he had later on in the week told you that they had had an argument, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, Plevin didn't
Now,
look good
while
in that
you
one.
knew Ms. Warner for the years that you did, she would talk about leaving Mr. Warner, correct?
Yes.
So that was not new for her.
No.
And even with Ms. Warner saying over the years she was going to leave Mr. Warner, you actually would book vacations for them, correct?
Correct.
So if we look at April 24th and 25th, 2021, in the upcoming months, in 2021 and in 2022, you had actually booked vacations for Mr. Warner, Ms. Warner, and their daughter Angelina, right?
Yes.
And you had booked, I think, 2 in 2021
Yes.
and 4 in 2022.
Sounds about right.
And one of them was actually just for the two of them, Mr. and Mrs. Warner, to go away together alone, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And those were Ms. Warner initiating that with you, right?
Yes.
Mr. Warner wasn't asking you to book any vacations.
No.
You indicated about this you outside now argument that you witnessed, right?
Yes.
When was that? Do you recall?
Maybe within like the last 6 months of her disappearing.
So somewhere from maybe October, November 2020 through April 2021?
Correct.
They both were raising their voices at each other, correct?
Yes.
And Mr. Warner did not physically touch Ms. Warner?
No.
Not when he asked her to come outside. He didn't touch her, bring her outside, anything like that, correct?
No.
And when the two of them were outside, you were looking out the window, correct?
Yes.
And so no one touched the other, right?
Correct.
And you would, the lunchroom incident where you heard the two of them arguing, do you know when that was?
Again, same answer.
So
6
roughly
months, probably.
6 months before. When you would see the two of them verbally disagree, it was only verbal, correct?
Yes.
Ms. Warner would argue back with Mr. Warner, right? She wouldn't just sit there meekly and take somebody disagreeing with her.
Correct.
And with everything that you saw, you'd agree you never saw Mr. Warner get emotional, correct?
Correct.
You indicated that Mr. Warner would sometimes try to rub Ms. Warner's shoulders after an argument.
Yeah.
You saw Mr. Warner regularly rub Ms. Warner's shoulders or back throughout the course of your employment, right?
No.
Would you look at page 394 and 395? I believe it is the same binder that you have up there, so if you look at the bottom.
Yes, like after a fight, yes, but not like a normal.
So let me just, so you read that, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you were interviewed by the FBI, right?
Correct.
And you indicated that Mr. Warner would regularly rub Ms. Warner's shoulders or back, right?
Usually it was after a fight, though. I
Okay.
might have left
Doesn't say
out.
that though, does it?
No, but that's what.
But,
No,
but
Judge, she didn't offer the FBI's report.
I didn't say she did author the FBI report. I didn't think she was an FBI agent, but I can ask her what is in the report.
All right. She can ask her what is in the report, so I will overrule the objection.
Thank you. So I want to just go back, right? So in this, it indicated, and you agree, that you would regularly see Mr. Warner rub Ms. Warner's shoulders or back, and he often did so in the office, correct?
Yes.
And there's nothing in here about it only being after an argument or anything like that, right?
Okay.
Great.
Yes.
You agree? And there's nothing in there about her trying to shrug him off, anything like that, correct? You'd agree it doesn't say that?
In that statement, no.
Thank you. And that's what I'm asking about. And that statement, just so we're clear, was January 12th, 2022. Right?
Yes.
I have nothing additional. Thank you.
You indicated that, well, let me show you Exhibit 28. Is that the device that Dee showed you?
Yes.
Okay. And you indicated that there was some charge on a credit card, and that's kind of what kicked us off looking for this device. Is that
Correct.
all right? Whose credit card was this?
Dale's.
You talked about Dee. It was common for Dee to talk about divorce throughout their marriage. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Was there a time that you noticed a difference in Dee, in her demeanor and attitude towards the marriage?
Most likely after the dresser incident.
I'm going to ask you to. What year are you talking about?
So she,
I don't want you to give me any details about anything else. I just want you to give me a time frame that you're talking about when this would have happened.
January, December or January.
Okay.
January of 2021.
Okay. So December of 2020 or January of 2021.
Correct.
Okay. You noticed the change in Dee.
Yeah. More progressively went down. Yeah, from that point.
You testified on cross-examination that when Dale pulled Dee outside and they were arguing, that you went to the window to watch.
Yes.
Why did you do that?
Because of the history of how he was.
Okay. Do you recall what time you began texting Dee on April 24th, 2021?
Began.
Yes.
I think she texted me first, but it was around 11, I thought.
Okay, so earlier in the day.
Yeah.
And then your last message,
7.
7 something. Okay. All right.
Oh,
While you were working with Dee, within that 6 months before she went missing, did Dee bring you outside of the office to have a conversation with you? I don't want to know what she said, but did she bring you outside the office to have a conversation with you?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, hold on. Do you remember Dee showing you anything on her body?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Do you know when that was?
Like January or December, yes.
Okay. And what did you observe?
She showed me a goose egg on her head.
Where was it at?
It was under her hair part.
All right. So did she have to pull her hair up to show you?
Correct.
And can you describe that? I know you said a goose egg, but just describe what you mean.
Just like a raised bump on her head, probably the size of maybe a little bigger than a quarter.
Thank you. Nothing further.
Ms. Vogel, who paid the Warner's credit cards? Was it you indicated?
Paid the Warner's credit card.
Sure. So you said that you saw a charge on Mr. Warner's credit card. Who would be responsible for paying the credit card bill? Was that you? Was that Mr. Bach?
That was Zach, yes.
So,
Bach.
okay, so he was responsible for paying invoices, paying bills, things like that?
Yes.
And so you
I
seemed
did
a little
some of it as
hesitant,
well.
but okay.
Well, I mean, I did some of it as well. So
Okay,
yes.
so he might be the primary person responsible, but you would pitch in. Is that accurate, or
Correct.
the two of you shared responsibilities?
Yeah, like you would leave bills on my desk to pay.
Things like credit card, car payment, things like that?
Yeah, I don't remember paying the credit card. I think that was always Zach. But I paid the bills, yes,
So if Mr. Bach was paying the credit card, how would you see the charge on it?
because I reconciled it.
You reconciled it. So you would see, for instance, the credit card statement and then what the purchases were for?
Correct.
So a book, is that essentially like a bookkeeping function and know what business to charge certain things to?
Yeah, she had me watch it because the drivers would charge things that they weren't supposed to. So I would have to raise a flag and let her know.
So Mr. Bach essentially would pay the bills in general, and I know you would, but then you would do the reconciling of the statements to see what items might be personal but put on by mistake, or what items might be business related.
Correct.
Great. No further questions. Thank you, ma'am.
Nothing further, Your Honor. She can be excused.
Not yet. We've got a few questions here. Counsel to approach. We can.
That was the most relaxed bailiff I've ever seen. Boom, ba-doom, ba-doom, ba-doom. Can we get up to live? La, 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 la. Do these people not understand how accounting departments work? They are lawyers. They just know how to bill people. They don't know how to do anything other than that. Hey, expert. Did we this? Well, I'm not apparently not cursed, but still a high likelihood that Sue has cursed me.
The first one is local. Is did Dee ever text you from a different phone number?
But if we look at the real numbers, 59% of you believe I'm cursed, and 36% of you correctly blame Sue.
No.
The second is, how is it determined
Oh,
the charge
I missed that
was
one, sorry.
for text you from? Okay, so a few questions that we have from the jurors. The first one is local. Is did Dee ever text you from a different phone number?
No.
The
Remember, he
second
said
is,
she had a
how
burner.
is it determined the charge was for? I think it says this device.
The name matched what was on the device, on the credit card.
Okay. And the last is, did Dee ever mention side effects from COVID?
No.
Okay. Any further questions, Ms. Wise, based on those three?
Yeah, so I just want to briefly touch on the COVID. Do you remember Dee getting COVID in 2021?
Yes.
When did she get COVID?
It was in April, the beginning of April.
Did you get a chance to observe how it affected her?
When she had it, yes.
All right, tell me about it.
She was lying in bed for like 2 weeks because she could barely breathe. She was all stuffed up.
Okay, did she come to the office at all?
No.
All right. Did you see her after she had COVID?
Yes.
And tell me about her personality after COVID.
She seemed fine.
Okay,
Back to normal.
Okay. You didn't feel like it changed her?
No.
Okay. I have nothing further, Your Honor.
Nothing additional. Thank you.
Yeah, I can see what you voted in the poll. 59% of you believe I'm cursed. I can't pull it
And
up.
may Ms. Vogel then be excused from her subpoena?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. So you are free to leave, or if you'd like to stay in the courtroom, you're welcome to do that at this point.
I didn't say Sue cursed me. You did. 36% of the 59%
All right, ladies and
who
gentlemen,
believes
we're
I'm
going to take
guilty.
a recess to give people a chance to get up and move around a little bit. All right, I know, Ms. Chartier, you wanted to place your objection to the COVID question on the record that we discussed at the bench and that I overruled, so why don't we do that?
Thank you, Your Honor. I I believe that the question called for hearsay on the part of Ms. Warner, therefore it would be inadmissible. Thank you.
All right, and my decision on that was to overrule that objection based on the fact that it was a question about whether or not she had mentioned it, not about any particular statement or assertion that she had made that could be capable of being proved true or false. Anything else we need to address at this point?
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Okay, thank you. We'll take about a 10-minute recess then.
10-minute recess.
Because Baker's like, let's go. Let's fuck.
I was supposed to autoplay on that one.
I go, what the hell's this?
And they came right on in?
And it was, well, they came right around, yeah, you know. Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, sir, that wasn't clear. Could you repeat what you just said?
They just came up the steps and right around, they got to make a turn on the steps, you know.
Okay.
Good old Roger. We need the... Oh, you haven't heard the Crazy Amy clip? It's just... they were talking about, I think, the Honey Bun crew, and she says, well, Baker don't give a shit. He's just, well, let's fuck. He doesn't care. So I think it was meant like when they say, let's step to the streets, in that order. Yeah, imagine being the court reporter and they're rah, 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 rah. I think I need some of those Scandinavians extra letters because that made no sense at all. Why can't we get more people like Roger? What was that trial? That trial was the Treehouse trial out of Florida. Roger was the greatest witness who have ever witnessed in a trial. Glenn was the second best, but he wasn't allowed to witness in trial. He's the guy who said, you thought he banged your mother-in-law? Well, everyone has. But Roger was a scholar, a gentleman who moved to Florida in the 80s. He's cutting grass at a golf course, drinking beer, and smoking crack. He never touched weed. Weed will get you all the time, but he is only on the rocks and the Bud Lights. That's why he was such a well-spoken gentleman in court.
Yeah, I remember the size of them. I know, I could tell by the Swayzer who that one was, you know, by meeting him different times up there at Paula's. I knew Swayzer. Get that word right, Swayzer? Uh-huh.
Okay. I don't know what that word means, so I'm sorry.
Oh, his style, his walk, his talk.
Okay.
You take that back. You take that back. Roger looked absolutely in his prime. I love his shirt. Looks like the jumpsuit from Ghostbusters. Yeah. Oh my God. Someone just slammed the Swayzer out of here. And then Money comes in and says, hold my beer. Let me show you what real Swayzer looked like. Wah, wah, wah. Roger is the most normal guy in Florida. In that case, he was, yeah. It was a pro se litigant. What was his name? He had 3 weird names. Who believed that he was being set up for a crime he didn't commit. And actually, after watching the trial, I kind of agree with him. But he was doing it all wrong. Tyrone. Well, his name was Tyrone. And he believed that he was being set up, and I think so because they did a lot of shenanigans in that one. And he ended up getting a hung jury, but it was such a crap fest. He came in 45 minutes late to court in the morning. Thank you so much for sending that signal through. And my favorite was the drug lady from the Waffle House trial. Yeah, I got dinged when I pulled out her. Well, I'm on heroin and I have withdrawals. That got me dinged. I wasn't allowed. I had to cut that out from the stream. Look at all of that 98 Swayze today. No, because again, the good clip where she says, "I don't know. I'm in withdrawal." They won't let me play it. I'm not gonna cover her hearing today. It's just gonna be. We really think you should delete this. I really think you should delete those emails. Yeah, we don't want to delete those emails. Well, there's nothing new in it because it's the same as in Exhibit 1. Well, then you can't have a problem with us having it. Well, we still believe that out of courtesy, you should delete it. And they'll argue about that. And again, it's a civil case. It's going to be millions of these types of meetings. If anything interesting happens, I'll cover it later because there won't be anything really interesting in 98% of all of those meetings they're having. It's a civil trial. It will not be the fireworks that anyone think it will be because it's not a criminal case. It's not the same as it was with the Reed criminal trial. This will be a whole lot of, I don't want to give you this. Well, you should give me this. I don't want to see this. You should see this. So I will. The last meeting lasted 22 minutes, and most of it was nothing. So if there's anything in it, I'm sure Melanie or someone else will cover it if it's live today. Or else, if it's interesting, I'll show it tomorrow. But it's a civil trial. It's going to be a whole lot of moving stacks of paper and nothing else. You won't get any insights. You won't get anything good. Go to Marbury v. Madison and look at the sidebars from the trials. That's way more interesting. Go look at why Proctor doesn't believe that he should turn over his phone, even though that he had pictures of women without their knowledge. That's way more interesting than should they delete an email because she hit send reply all. There won't be any action in a long time in the Karen Reed case because it's just gonna be housekeeping. Faust guy guilty, yes. No, we're not having an Amber Alert. It's court that sends, or Lawn and Crim that sends it through sometimes, and it's really loud. It's absolutely not Proctor's First Amendment to be racist and biased, actually, because if he has racial animosities, he cannot be an objective police officer. Then he can quit his job and he can go yell the N-word everywhere he wants to. The problem is, if he has bias and if he has, if he's a racist, that will influence his work. And that's why he has a problem. Again, it's just like everyone coming and saying, oh, you blocked me. You shouldn't block me. Well, I have the right not to listen to you. But you cannot be a police officer and instantly say, well, he's a black guy. He must have done it. That's a big old problem. There's a difference between the freedom to speak and the freedom to have a job. And you're not allowed to have a job if you say, well, that skin color is more guilty than that skin color. And his argument that he's allowed not to share his phone because he's a racist and Karen Reed is white is probably the dumbest argument I have heard in history, especially because we also know that he's fond of having women who didn't agree to it in different states of undressedness on his phone that he apparently took from the police cases he was working and then he must have transferred it to his phone, which is also something that should land him in severe trouble, more than just losing his job, because I think that's illegal. You're not allowed to possess those type of images if they were not sent to you willingly. That could be seen as revenge porn. A whole bunch of kick the can. It's a civil trial. A civil trial will be procedure, and then a little bit of evidence, and then procedure. And then the lawyers can sit there and talk about if it was a good argument or a bad argument, or how Massachusetts -25662 would actually have applied better here. I don't have the legal insights that I can sit there and make any sort of claim to that. So most of these trials, most of these hearings will be for me to just go over when they're done and say, oh, this is good. Let me clip out these 3 minutes and we can then bring it up, because most of it will be, can we move this stack of paper over here? No, I think it should be over here. Well, I want it here. And it's going to be really boring. And you're going to be sick and tired of hearing the name Karen Read when it finally goes to court somewhere 27, 28, 29, because civil litigations will take forever without you hearing anything. Talking about Karen Read, Mr. Cursey G, you were up late this morning. Civil is boring. Well, again, the civil trial can be good because you can get all of the depositions and stuff, but we can't see it. We can't see it till it hits the trial. And that's going to be 2-3 years down the road. And at that time, whoever even knows if internet exists at that time. Maybe the polar bears will have eaten it. His wife must have been so proud. Maybe she looked at it and liked to compare and say, nah, I have better tits than that one. I don't know her, but what I've seen of her, she doesn't come off as a woman I would like to have a beer with. I got home from the... I sent people over to Cosy G when I ended my night show, and then I went to the gym and came home and he was still on, and I thought, a man of that advanced age, being up that late? Huh, that wasn't good. Oh, and there was someone talking about that there will be a hearing today about Karen Read's phones. Judge Krupp has already ruled on that one. Cosy, if he's not hanging out late night, has 60 days to write an appeal that he still wants the phones. So there will be nothing in that hearing today. There's already been a ruling on it. So unless Cosy G writes a motion to have them and convince Krupp, the phone should be returned to Karen Read per the ruling by Beverly Canoni, that they claim we need a clear ruling to return the phones. You have a clear ruling. No, we don't care. It's Massachusetts, baby. And when I say 60 days in Cosy D years, that's somewhere between 90 to 1,000 days. It's a fluid. He's an older gentleman.
Are we ready to bring the juries back?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, I know today is about the O'Keefe, but there was someone else on Twitter saying that at 2 p.m. they would have a discussion about her phones. That's not what it's about today. Yes, I believe it's at 3 p.m. There will be a hearing in the email thing. And it's just going to be, hey, could you please delete it? No. Well, we really think you should do it. Let's get the final hour done.
You may be seated. The people may call their next witness. People call Kyle Wagner. Sir Wagner, before you sit down, I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand. You swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty for perjury? Yes. Okay, go ahead and sit right there.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Could you give us your full name and spell it for us?
Yes, Kyle Wagner, Kylewagner.
How did you know Dee Warner?
I provided IT services for her or her businesses.
Okay. Did you know her before you were hired to work
I
for her?
did, yes.
About how long?
Probably about 5 years.
And did you know her well during those 5 years?
I knew of her. I've met her a handful of times.
Okay. And so can you tell us about when you were hired to do the IT work?
It probably would have been around 2014, 2015, probably around that time.
Okay. And did you continue through April of 2021?
I did, yes.
Okay. And what, who was the person that contacted you to say, we need you to do IT services for us?
It was mainly Dee.
Okay. And throughout that time period up until April 24th, 2021, was she your primary contact?
She was, yes.
Okay. So you interacted with her in terms of what she needed for the businesses?
Correct.
And what were the businesses? Was it all three or just one or two?
There was a handful. There was.
And I was muted when I said, this guy looks like he shouldn't be allowed within 5 miles of anyone because look at this face. I would be afraid that he would do bad things to me in the dark.
Warag Farm Services, there was DDW Investments, and DDW Transportation.
Okay. And they all had the one office there at the Munger property?
Correct.
Okay. And so you were doing IT for all three?
Correct.
And what did that involve? What components?
It was from a networking standpoint, so servers, wireless, maintaining their computers, as well as taking care of surveillance.
Okay. And again, was it Dee you were interacting with and deciding what components to add or change or update?
Correct.
And would you describe her as a tech-savvy person?
She was not.
Okay. Could she set up her own iPhone if she got a new phone?
No.
Okay. So let's go turn to the surveillance. What did that consist of?
It as far as like equipment.
Exactly.
So it'd be the cameras, and then there would also be the actual server itself, or also known as a network video recorder, and that was what actually recorded the footage.
And where was that piece located?
That was located in the office.
So the cameras would feed into a piece of machinery in the office,
Correct.
and that machinery in the office would actually contain the recording.
Correct.
Great. Okay. All right, I'm going to show you what's been entered as People's 30. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
Okay. Let's start with building number 1. Do you recognize that building?
Yes.
Okay. And what did you refer to that building as?
That was the old shop.
All right. And did you place any cameras in the old shop?
Yes, I did.
Where were they?
When you, from the front, when you walked in, on the inside, there was a camera right above the door. And then in the shop area, there was a 360 camera that was mounted on the ceiling. And then what I kind of refer to as maybe like the warehouse in the back, there was another 360 camera there. And then on the exterior of the building, where that circle is, there was an exterior camera, and that was facing the fuel tanks.
Okay. So let's take these one by one. There are at least 2 cameras directly overhead and up against the ceiling.
Correct.
And those 2 cameras are the 2 different parts of the old shop?
Yes.
Okay. And then there's another camera on the wall inside the doors.
Correct.
Okay, great. And so those are the 3 cameras in inside the old shop?
Correct. Yes.
All right. And then you've got, looking at the arrows on the diagram, could you just explain what that is, what that represents?
That's the view of the camera.
Okay, of the external camera?
The external camera, correct.
Facing north off of the old shop?
Correct, looking at
great.
the fuel tanks.
All right, let's, come on. All right, well, it's not wanting to. All right, let's go down to, can you see at the very bottom, there is building number 6? And
Yes.
again, okay. Do you know what that is?
That's the office.
All right, and you see there's a red represented there as well?
Yes.
What does that red represent?
That represents the camera that was interior to the office, looking.
So let's just, if all of these, which they're going to say it is, are camera angles, there's no way someone could have picked her up. This must be the main building. So there's no way someone could have picked her up on the ground without they would be on the camera. So that's not looking good for Dale.
At the reception desk in that area.
Okay, was there just the one camera in the office?
Correct.
And it only captured the reception area?
Correct.
All right. And then just to
my.
the north, well, just to the west of the office, there's the building running north and south.
Yes.
What building is that?
Are you talking about number 5?
Hey, Nick
That's the new
Starros.
shop.
All right.
People,
And again,
welcome
there's a red
in.
area on that building. What does that represent?
That represents the interior camera.
Okay. Was it just the one interior camera in the new shop?
Yes.
And so part of the south part of the new shop is not colored red. Does that mean it's not on camera?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And then what about, oh, here we go. The circle there on building 5?
That's the exterior camera.
Okay. And the arrows coming out of the circle?
Represents the view.
Okay.
Hey, Starro Raiders. For those of you who don't know this is the Dale Warner case we are watching out of Michigan. Dee Warner disappeared back in 2021, and no one really knew what happened because she had a history of just leaving him, and in the beginning, it kind of says, well, her kids wanted them to look at her, and the police did look after her, but he had a story that she had left with somewhere between $50,000 and $100,000 in cash that they stored at the house, and left her $35,000 wedding ring. Then they keep asking him questions, and his story keeps evolving. She was on Xanax and got mad at him that she thought that he had told everyone she was on Xanax. He believed that she might have gone from using Xanax to abusing Xanax, and then all of a sudden she was a cray-cray person. In 2023, he is arrested in a missing body murder case. And in 2024, on a different property, this is their farm area, farm shop. They have 3 businesses. On a different area where he stores some fertilizer tanks, they find a fertilizer tank that has a really crude weld in it. They then X-ray this fertilizer tank, and we saw that picture in the opening statements. That was inside was what was clearly a body. So unless she smuggled in a welding apparatus, welded it shut from the inside, and laid down to just pass away and made that welding apparatus disappear, someone must have helped her in there.
On the east side of the office building, that circle there, can you tell us what that is?
That's the a camera that's mounted on the exterior of the building, and that was the primary view was a scale.
Okay. And can you tell Jerry what the scale is?
The scale is kind of that rectangular. It's almost, you kind of see a faint red, and that they use that to weigh the trucks from the trucking company.
Okay, so it's that pinkish area running north and south, right next to what looks like a silo.
Correct.
Okay. And that was why that camera was put there to monitor the scales.
Correct.
All right. So, do you recognize this picture here?
Yes.
And what is that showing?
That's showing a camera that's mounted on the exterior of the new shop.
Okay, so there's there's 2 overhead doors and then a man door in between.
Yes.
Okay, and then right above the man door, there's a big white round thing. What do you know what that is?
Yes, that's a wireless bridge.
Okay, and so where's the camera in relation to that?
To the right of it.
Okay. Okay, and this photo, this is on People's 32.
That's the inside of the office.
Okay, and I'm zooming in. Do you recognize that?
And that's the camera.
Okay, and here?
That's the camera that's looking at the scale.
Okay, so just to be clear here, there's a Golden Harvest banner of some kind.
Correct.
Do you see that? And then it looks like a window to the right and up from that.
Yes, there's a light, and then to the right of the light is the camera.
Okay, just to the left of the pine tree.
Correct.
All right. And what kind of camera is that?
That was a 360 camera.
Okay. And can you tell the jury what that means? What a 360 camera?
It's also known as a fisheye camera. So you get a full 360 view from that camera, but within the camera itself, it's able to break the image out into different images, so you can kind of get like that panoramic view that we were looking to get for that area.
Okay.
So very wide angle.
Sorry. All right. Let's go to People's 44. Do you recognize the view in that picture?
Yes, that's on the inside of the new shop.
Okay. And I know it's small, but in the very upper left, do you see it says new shop and then 4/25/2021?
Yes.
Okay. And then in the image itself, there's a date 3/18/2021. Can you explain the difference?
So the 3/18/2021, that's the timestamp that is coming from the camera itself, and obviously that time is incorrect. The time in the upper left-hand corner next to new shop, that is the correct time, and that's the time from the server.
Okay. And how does the server know the correct time?
It's able to reach out to the internet and grab the current time.
Who is on the stand is their IT guy. And he's there to testify about all the surveillance they have on the ground, because he has this story that Dee just up and left. She had the vid, and then she was sleeping on the couch with a migraine. He goes out to spray a field, comes back. She has taken her go bag and just left. Oh, by the way, they have a 9-year-old daughter together that she was everything to Dee. According to him, the first day, and then he kind of forgot to talk about how much it was weird that she would leave this young kid. So, yeah.
Okay. Same thing here with People's 39.
The 2/13/2021, that is interior to, or that's the time that's inside the camera, and in the upper left-hand corner, that's the timestamp from the server.
And that's the correct time, upper left?
And that's the correct time in the upper left.
All right, thank you. Now, You said that the server inside the office does the recording, correct?
Correct.
Does it record 24/7, all of the angles that we just referred to?
It records on motion. So if the server itself detected motion from a camera, it would record that particular footage.
Okay. And if it didn't detect motion?
Then it drops the footage. So the security camera itself is constantly sending a constant stream to the server, and the server makes the decision if it's going to keep that footage or not keep that footage based on motion.
Okay. And are there settings in terms of the motion, like how sensitive it is, that kind of thing?
Yes, you can set the sensitivity and basically to the server, to the software. As far as the sensitivity, the more sensitive that you set it to, it doesn't need as many pixels to change. If it's less sensitive, it's going to need more pixels to change.
Okay, so a picture being sent by the camera is comprised of pixels?
Correct.
Hundreds, thousands, millions, something like
Yes,
that?
correct.
Okay, and then the computer on the other end is looking at changes between pixels, is that what you're
Correct.
saying?
Yes.
As time goes along?
Correct.
Okay, and so then you are able to set like how many pixels need to change before it starts recording?
It's basically it's essentially a percentage.
Okay.
But yes, you set the percentage, and then you can also set how many seconds you want to record before and after a motion event.
Why wouldn't you just record everything?
It just with the storage that was available on that particular server, we wouldn't have been able to have a long retention period. With the setup that they had at that time, and recording on motion basically only gave us 7 days worth of footage.
Okay, so if you didn't do that, you'd have a lot of nothing.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
You probably would only have maybe a day, if that.
So what kinds of things would trigger the motion?
Normally, it could be, if on the inside of a building, somebody walking
This is Michigan. They don't have pixels. They have pickles.
past it. On the outside, it could be a car. Sometimes even, like with a scale camera, having that pine tree there and it being in the view, if the wind was blowing and the tree was moving, that would be enough to set off a motion event.
Okay. Does the change in pixels, that motion event, does it vary? You said it was a percentage, right? So it's like the percentage of the entire picture, right? Does that change? Could you have the same object that's close and sets it off, and that same object be a mile away and not set it off? Do you understand the question?
Yes, if the object was closer, the likelihood of it setting the motion event off is higher than that same object setting it off further in the distance. Because if the object is closer, that's changing more of the pixels versus the object being far in the distance.
Okay. And have you personally seen any footage of things like dust?
No.
Okay. All right. So I want to go to Monday, 4/26. Did Dale contact you regarding the IT system?
Yes.
Okay. How did he contact you? And again, I'm talking about April 26, 2021, the Monday after.
Yes.
Okay.
I received a phone call early in the morning. It probably was between 8 and 8:30. He requested that we meet. I was already going to be heading out that way to Hardy Farms, which I also provided IT services for them, and I said that I would be willing to meet at the office, which he indicated he didn't want to. So we ended up meeting outside of Hardy Farms.
Okay. And Hardy Farms being Greg and Shelley Hardy?
Correct.
Okay. And that's just a couple miles from the Munger farm?
Correct.
Okay. And what time of day did you meet Dale?
I would say probably it was around noon.
Okay. And what are the things that he wanted you to do?
He wanted the cameras put back on his phone, so the Milestone server allows you to be able to access it through the Milestone app that can be installed on your smartphone, and I needed to update some settings within his phone so that way he could be able to view the footage.
Okay, so the surveillance, that's what you're referring to as Milestone?
Correct.
And that's the company that provides all this?
That's the software, yeah.
Okay. And could you view the surveillance footage from the office?
Yes.
How so?
You could access it from the computer that was at the reception desk.
And would that be real time or just past events or both?
It would be both.
Okay. So you could go back, however long was still on the server, you can go back days, whatever it is, and look at what happened yesterday or the day before, et cetera?
Correct.
And how far back could you go? What was that window?
It was about 7 days.
Okay. All right. And then tell us about the phone. You said that he wanted updated on his phone?
He wanted to be able to access the cameras from his phone.
And is it the same thing? You could go back and look at things and look at real time?
Correct.
Okay. And why didn't he have it on his phone?
Probably about a month or two prior to Dee disappearing, we upgraded to a different internet provider, and as a result of that, the public IP address changed, so that needed to be updated on his phone.
So is an IP address like an electronic address?
It's a unique identifier that allows you to communicate to other computers out on the internet, and especially if you're publishing a service. So when I say publish a service, I mean allowing the ability to access the Milestone software from anywhere in the world. You have to have a public IP address. So then that way you can tell the app that's on a phone or another type of device how to get to the server to be able to access either or recorded footage.
Okay, but Dale was telling you he couldn't do that?
Correct.
And you looked and he had the wrong IP address?
Correct.
Okay. What else did he ask you to do when you met with him?
He wanted access to the camera server taken away from some of the other people that had it.
Okay, and so who was left with access to the server access?
I believe it was Parker Hardy and Zach Bach.
So they were removed or they were left?
Oh, they were removed. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
And so who was left with access at that point?
At that point, it just would have been Dale.
Just Dale. Would Dee have had access?
No.
Okay. And what about the computer system in the office? Was there anything done with that?
Passwords for the server was changed, and some passwords for QuickBooks was changed as well.
Okay. And did you give those passwords to anybody other than Dale?
No.
Okay. So, for example, Dee was a part owner of these businesses. Would she have been able to access any of that at that point after you changed them?
No.
Okay. Later that week, were you contacted by the sheriff regarding the surveillance footage?
Yes, I was.
All right. And what did you do in response to that?
I exported the surveillance footage that was on the server.
Okay. And again, you're saying you went back about a week. Is that about
It was
right?
about 7 days, if I remember correctly. Yes.
Okay. All right. Last thing I want to talk about, in the summer of like 2019 or 2020, did you have a conversation with Dale regarding Dee's phone?
Yes.
Okay, can you tell us about that?
I received a phone call regarding that Dee was having some medical issues, maybe even some migraines, and was in the hospital.
And who was the phone call from?
It was from Dale.
Okay, continue.
And that she possibly could have been going under a medical procedure, and the request was made for me to clone Dee's phone.
Okay. Had Dee ever contacted you to say I'm going in for this procedure?
No.
Did she ever say, clone my phone in case, just so that my contacts and all my texts and things, anything like that?
No.
Okay. What does it mean to clone somebody's phone?
In the case for Dee, she had an iPhone, and so her whole entire phone was regularly backed up to iCloud. So that was contacts, photos, text messages, basically any information that was on her phone. And so cloning it basically meant restoring the iCloud backup, which essentially would make a replica of her phone. She wouldn't be able to make the other phone wouldn't be able to make phone calls unless the service was transferred, but it would have historical text messages as well as any other information that was on her phone, including notes.
Okay. And so if you had done that and given it to Dale, he would have had access to what?
Whatever was on her phone.
Okay. Text messages?
Text messages, photos, notes.
Any phone call that she would have made, at least the number called or
Yes,
received?
correct.
Anything that was on your phone?
Correct.
Okay. And did you do it?
I did not do it.
Why not?
Because I didn't have Dee's permission and I didn't feel it was right.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Nothing further.
Again, if you have no sound, if it's buffering, please refresh before you ask.
Good afternoon, Mr. Wagner. My name is Mara Savinsky. I have some questions for you. You testified that you started working for the Warner farm in around 2014 or 2015. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you had actually went to school with Parker Hardy.
I did, yes.
And you were working for Hardy Farms, I believe you mentioned?
Yes.
And that's how you got introduced to Miss Warner to start working for the Warner farm?
Correct.
You worked for all three of the businesses that you named that were on the Munger property, correct?
Correct.
It was all one network.
Yes.
And you said you worked on pretty much anything IT related.
Correct.
It sounds like Miss Warner wasn't tech savvy.
Correct.
Mr. Warner wasn't tech savvy.
Yes.
You were the go-to.
I was, yes.
And despite working for all of the businesses, Miss Warner was the person that you primarily had contact with, right?
Correct.
You would call yourself friends with Miss Warner?
Yes.
When you installed cameras on the farm, this was company-wide.
Correct.
And there were some spots I think we saw in the government's exhibit that the cameras didn't pick up on the farm, correct?
Correct.
Miss Warner was the person who directed you where to place the cameras?
Correct.
Did she also tell you what sensitivity to have it at?
No.
Did you just leave it at the automatic setting that it came with?
I mean, I would adjust it to try to get it as accurate as possible.
Mr. Warner never had you put cameras up in any certain locations?
Correct.
And Miss Warner was the person who not only told you where to put the cameras, but what direction they should be pointed at?
Correct.
And I believe you said Miss Warner, Zachary Bach, and Parker Hardy, they all had access to the camera system?
Correct.
For the month prior to Miss Warner going missing, Mr. Warner did not have access to the camera system.
Correct.
And you testified that you met with Mr. Warner on April 26th, 2021, at the Hardy Farms.
Correct.
And Mr. Warner was agreeable to meet at Miss Warner's family's home/property.
Correct.
Mr. Warner wanted access to the camera systems.
Correct.
And these were camera systems that were paid for by all the businesses.
Yes.
And they were the camera system that was located on the Munger property.
Correct.
On Sunday, April 25th, 2021, Mr. Warner would not have been able to get into the camera system on his phone. Is that accurate?
That is accurate. Correct.
And then you said he also wanted the passwords changed.
Yes.
And these were passwords for all of the businesses.
Correct.
And Mr. Warner is an owner of the businesses.
Correct.
He had the right to not only change the passwords, but determine who had access to them.
Correct.
During that conversation with Mr. Warner on April 26th, he actually thought Miss Warner had run off.
Correct.
And he expressed that he wanted his wife back.
Correct.
Moving on to the iPhone that you say Mr. Warner wanted cloned. When exactly was that?
I would say it probably was a year or two before she went missing.
So 2019, 2020, that range?
Yes.
You said that it was your understanding Miss Warner was in the hospital, or that's what you were told, and she was having potentially a procedure done?
Correct.
It was not a secret to Mr. Warner that you primarily had contact with Miss Warner.
Correct.
And he did not tell you at that point to keep it a secret from Miss Warner?
Correct.
He never told you, don't tell her I'm asking you to do this?
Correct.
I have no further questions.
Thank you. Just two quick things. Other than the time you just described, from the time you started working there, whenever it was 2014, 2015, did Dale ever, at any other times, ask you to put the camera system on his phone? Did he ever contact you about that other than the one you described?
There probably was one other incident, but it would have been when I was on site doing work for them.
Okay.
It could have been. It probably. I think the one incident that I remember.
I don't know why he's cloning phones. The only thing is he claimed at one point that she had a burner phone that she claimed was her daughter's phone. So maybe that's the phone they're talking about, but I don't really think that the defense got that in there.
Was when I was in passing. He was passing through the office, and I was working on some other things, and he just asked to have it put on his phone.
Okay. And the other thing is, do you know the reason why the cameras were put in the places that they were?
Normally, it was usually because of some kind of an incident or a problem that might have been happening on the farm.
Problem related to what?
Maybe employees or usually it was related to problems with employees.
So the cameras were pointed at like valuable things?
Yes,
like,
that would be correct.
You talked about the fuel
Yes,
camera
yeah.
being one.
Correct.
Inside tools, that kind of thing?
Correct, yes.
Okay, all right, thank you.
All right, if counsel could approach, we do have one question from the jury. All right, counsel has reviewed the question, and it's my understanding there are no objections. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So the question is, how many total cameras installed outside and any facing south any cameras facing south towards Munger Road?
I think there was 3 exterior cameras, and the scale camera would have been able to see a portion of that road. It probably, like in the slight view, you could see a little bit.
Mr. McCready or Ms. Bisky, any follow-up questions?
No follow-up.
Okay. And can we excuse Mr. Wagner from his team?
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Thanks, sir. You are free to go, and if you wish to remain in the courtroom, you can do that now.
Thank you.
Ms. Weiss, who would people like to call as the next witness?
People would call Brian Bush.
Brian Bush. And again, a lot of people have glitches, a lot of people have bad audio. Please refresh. I cannot do anything. It's a YouTube is going to fix a problem that doesn't exist kind of day. So you will have to
Mr. Bush, before you sit
try
down,
and
I'm going to ask you
refresh.
to raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty for perjury?
Yes, I do.
Okay, you need to speak a little louder than that, please.
Yes.
Okay, you can go ahead and have a seat and try to keep your voice up as much as possible so that everyone in the courtroom can hear you.
All right.
Good afternoon. Can you please state your full name and spell it for the record?
Brian Bush, BRIAN-BUSH.
Sir, did you know both Dee and Dale Warner?
Yes.
And how did you know them?
Dale was my will be father-in-law.
Okay, and who are you married to?
At the time, I was married to Jenica.
Okay, and that would have been Dale's daughter?
Correct.
All right, and what period of time were you married to Dale's daughter?
We got married in 18 and divorced 20, so it's been like 3-4 years we were married.
Okay.
Could you please stop tapping the
Describe
table?
your relationship with Dee.
With Dee, at times it was rocky, just depends on how she was. It could be good one day and the next day, it just depended on the day really.
Okay. How was your relationship with Dale?
Good. I always was with him and always working for him at the time.
All right. Did you consider him like a father figure to you?
Yes.
All right. When you say I was working for him at the time, right there on the Munger farm,
Yes.
what were you doing for him?
I was farm related. I was working on trucks or doing whatever that was needed on the farm.
All right. What period of time did you work on the farm?
I worked for them about 2 years. I don't know exact.
Okay. Would that have been when you and your ex-wife first got together, during the
Yes.
course of your marriage?
Come on.
When we were married.
Okay. Would it have been closer to the 2018 timeframe?
Correct.
All right. And you said approximately 2 years you worked there?
Yes.
How often did you see Dee and Dale?
About every day.
Okay. Is it both of them or just one of them?
I would see one or both, depending on the day.
Okay. I want to take you back to June of 2019. Do you recall Dale asking you to purchase a safe for him?
Yes.
All right, tell me about that.
There was some documentation that was in there in the safe that was upstairs that he thought was in there, so he wanted to replace the safe and get into it.
All right, I'm going to stop you and kind of take you slowly.
Yep.
How does Dale contact you about the safe?
I don't know exactly if it was a phone call or a text.
Okay, and what does he say to you?
Hey, there's a safe upstairs in Zach's room, or the old Zach's room,
Okay.
that was in the closet that he would like to get into.
All right, and did he indicate what he thought was in there?
He indicated that there might be some old bake records that was in there.
All right, and how were you supposed to help him get into the safe?
I was only supplying the safe. I wasn't helping him get into the safe.
Okay, so I'm going to show you Exhibit 23. When you say you were only supplying the safe, what does that mean?
So he asked me to purchase for him.
Okay.
a replacement safe.
And did you do that?
I did.
Okay, and is this a screenshot of your Amazon cart?
Yes.
And so you purchased that on Amazon?
Yes.
Can you see the date on that?
Yes.
What is it?
June 11th of 2019.
Okay. And did that,
I'm sorry, sir. It says June 17th on 2019. Let's get the facts straight.
safe shipped to your house or to the Warner's house, or where did that go?
Shipped to my house in Adjournment.
All right, what'd you do with it when you got it?
I then took it to and gave it to Dale.
Okay. And did you talk to Dale about the safe after that?
I did not. I didn't ask him the contents or anything that he found.
Okay, so you had another conversation, though, about the safe after you gave him the one you purchased for him, correct?
Yes.
All right, and what was that conversation?
If it was identical to the one that I actually bought, if
Okay.
it was confirmed.
Okay, it was confirmed?
Yes.
All right. Did Dale tell you that he was able to get into Zach and Dee's safe?
I don't remember if
Okay.
it was confirmed or.
Okay. Do you remember if he tell you that he saw any of the contents of that safe?
I don't know what was found in that safe.
Okay. At some point in time, did Dale approach you about trail cams?
Yes.
All right. And when was that?
I don't know exact dates.
Okay.
Sorry.
Do you think it would have been 2019, 2020? What year do you think?
I would say 2019, and that's me guessing.
Okay. Getting the discussion about trail cams, did it come up in relation to the safe that we just looked at?
Not to the safe, no.
Okay. And what was the conversation about the trail cams?
The trail cameras, the conversation was the anhydrous tanks, the inspection that they had coming up.
Okay. So that was the original plan with the trail cams?
Correct.
All right. So after they have this inspection with the anhydrous tanks, do you use the trail cams for something else?
I did not know.
Okay. Did Dale have a conversation with you about using those trail cams for something else?
Yes.
All right. And what was that?
That was putting one in the house to see if people coming in and out of it.
Okay. And was that at all in relation to people accessing the safe, or no, not at all?
He wanted to see if there's anybody coming in with documentation and papers in their hands.
All right. I'm going to show you Exhibit 25. Oh, I'm not going to show you Exhibit 25. May we approach?
And according to Grant, however much trust you want to put in him, it's been a wild ride in court today because Diller is angry that Carey lawyers filed the complaint about him in open form, not under seal, and apparently the judge thinks he have broken some kind of law. It's Grant, so I don't know how believable it is.
All right, we are going to show you Exhibit 25. Can you read that? Yes. I know I can't, so give me 1 second.
Okay.
All right. Can you read that?
I like the bottom wording.
Yes.
Okay. I can read that, yes.
Okay. What does that say?
Places for camera.
Okay, and there's a photograph attached to that, correct?
Correct.
All right. Do you know what area of the house that is?
That's in the living room.
Okay. Next page. All right. What about this one? Can you zoom that one in too?
This should be for the next painting stream with Diva and Valhalla. A cow.
What does that one say?
Places for camera.
Okay, and where's that in the home?
I don't know where that one's at.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, next page. All right, let's zoom in.
What does that one say?
Places for camera.
All right, and where's that located in the home?
That's in the kitchen dining area.
Why does he want trail cameras for this? Why doesn't he just buy a Nest camera, or if you want to go cheaper, mine is called Tapo. They're not that expensive. They're pretty good. You can have one standing there. You can have that whole house wired up for under $1,000.
The
Okay.
back bar area.
Okay. What was the purpose of sending you those text messages?
I believe that's where the camera location for seeing where the
Danny T, that picture of Jen McCabe is more equine than cow-like.
documentation if it was coming in or out of the house.
Okay, so when Dale's
Yeah, but isn't trail cameras is an SD card only, so you will have to go and check the trail camera all the time. Because I have mine on my phone. I can turn them on. Well, they automatically turn off when I leave the Wi-Fi connection. Then my cameras turn on. And then I can go in and check my cameras. You can't do that with a trail cam, can you? Some are Wi-Fi. Okay, Sue. Okay.
saying places for cameras, is he asking for you to put them there, or is he asking for your input? I mean, why is he sending you these messages?
Objection, speculation.
If I'll rephrase it, why, if you know why he's sending you these messages, are you supposed to place them, or?
Okay, we don't have an adequate foundation even for that question at this point.
Okay. So, having a discussion with Dale about the trail cameras, and then you get this text message, okay?
Okay.
And are you communicating outside of these messages with Dale about these? The trail cameras and setting them up?
I would say if there's not a following text message, it was more than likely a phone call.
Okay, and what were you supposed to do with those trail cams?
I would say I didn't set those up.
Okay.
I just supplied it.
Okay. So do you know then why the defendant was sending you text messages? Do you know?
I
know, like, I would say that.
Wait.
The question is simply, do you know or do you not know? That you need to answer that question before you can say anything else.
Yes.
Okay. Why?
Okay, we need to know how he knows this.
How do you know?
Yeah, no one trusts Grant.
I would the places for cameras.
Right. So
maybe it's because it doesn't require Wi-Fi. Well, that's the thing. This is 2 years before she disappears. But still, if you put a trail cam is kind of big. The ones I've seen Ronkel put up is like the size of, I don't know, a mobile phone and then thicker. And you can just get a small little, my Tapo is like a little ball this size, and you can just leave it on the table or put it, if you want to, you can drill it into the wall, whatever you want to do it. This is 2 years before he allegedly unalives her, so it's more, why at that point would you not just get surveillance cameras? Some of us prefers a little privacy and don't want creepy dudes on Nest watching us. Well, some of you really like to send me those links to your Nest cameras. You know who you are, Zach. If then they are on the Wi-Fi, won't Dee be able to see them? But that's the thing. This is 2 years before. So I'm just... That's a lot of planning going into it. Mine is cheap but great. Yeah, I paid like $50 for mine, and they have a little bit. They'll lose connection sometimes, but they've been working fine, and I get notifications on my phone, and everything seems to be good.
because of the text message?
Yes.
Okay, describe what you mean. How do you know why he's sending you this message?
It's not a secret. Everyone has Zach's
Because
Nest
that was
login.
the location that, if we could see where the door in the kitchen, that was the best place.
Okay. So again, is he asking you to do something, or?
I believe he's asking for my recommendation.
Okay. And do you end up doing anything with the trail cams?
No.
Do you end up ever giving them to the defendant?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to show you People's Exhibit 26. Do you recognize that area?
Yes.
What is that?
The dining area, kitchen area.
Is that the same area that was in the text message for places for cameras in one of the photos?
Yes, the last photo.
All right. And I'm going to show you Exhibit 27. And do you see what am I looking at, actually?
You're looking at the living room to the kitchen dining area.
Okay. And to the right, it looks like there's a white couch, and then beyond the couch, what is that?
A sliding door.
Okay. And directly across from the sliding door, is that the last photograph we looked at?
Yes.
So if you were to put a camera up in that location, that's the door that it would be picking up?
Correct.
Is that, okay.
Can trail cameras be used indoors? They can be used for indoor security, but they are particularly well suited for viewing an expanse that falls outside of the normal range for surveillance camera. Trail security cameras can be a valid option for gaining a vantage point beyond where your home Wi-Fi can reach or beyond a tree line blocking line of sight. So you can do it. But Tapo C210 pan tilt camera is the cheapest home security. That's the one I have.
Did you set up the trail camera at all for the defendant? Did you have to set it up?
No.
Did you have any conversations with Dale about any of the photographs or anything that he found from the trail camera stuff?
No.
I want to talk about a GPS tracker for the Hummer.
Okay.
At some point in time, did Dale ask you to purchase a GPS tracker?
Yes.
All right. And when was that?
I don't know exact date.
All right. I'm going to show you Exhibit 24. Did you purchase it on Amazon?
Yes.
All right. And do you see a date on there?
January 9th of 2020.
Is that the device that you purchased for the defendant?
Yes.
All right. Why did the defendant ask you to purchase this device? Did you have a conversation with him about purchasing it?
Yes.
All right. And did he tell you why he wanted it?
Yes, he wanted to track the Hummer.
Okay. Why?
There was found Dee's Hummer at Meyer for about 3 to 4 hours just sitting there.
Okay.
And he wanted to know why it was sitting there, like the activity of it.
Okay. Did the defendant say anything to you about tracking the Escalade during this conversation?
Yes.
What did he say?
That it did not need one due to OnStar.
Okay. Did the defendant raise any concerns with you about the Hummer being at Meyer for so long, concerns on what he thought Dee might be doing?
Possibly having an affair.
So, did this device come to your home?
Yes.
And what did you do with it when you got it?
I then took it to Dale.
Okay, and did you do anything with it after that?
No, I did not.
Okay, did you yourself place that in the vehicle?
I did not.
Did you set up an account for it?
Yes, I did.
All right, how'd you do that?
I just followed the instructions on the box.
Okay, did you have to, do you remember what you had to do to create an account at all?
Yeah, I had to put my name and information in there and put a card on file.
You had to put a card on file. Okay, and where did you get the card from?
My personal card.
Okay, did Dale ever give you a card?
No.
Okay. Did you ever use that device in any of your vehicles?
I did not.
Okay. How often would you track that vehicle?
Whenever I was asked to.
How often would that be?
I don't know how many times a day.
Oh, I'm a cheap fuck.
Well, do you
so,
know how long it went on for?
I should get Nest set up because I have Google Home products, the screens and all of that. But I'm too cheap to go out and spend 5 times the amount on something that I just have turned on when I leave my house. And I just have for my entryways, that's what I'm covering. So if I'm ever getting to buy that house, yes, I will also have some outdoor cameras, but they will be routed in so they can deal it. But I have had no problems other than the disconnect sometimes with the Tapo. It's been working great, and I don't have a subscription or anything. It'll send me the alerts and it'll store it on the SD card. So I'm very happy with getting the cheaper options, because Nest products is kind of like buying those fancy speakers. You don't get much better audio. You just get a shinier box.
I would say about 3 months, if I remember right. I'm not exact on that.
For approximately 3 months?
Yes.
Okay, and can you estimate for me how many times a week you thought that you were accessing that?
I would say estimated. I would say probably about 10 to 20.
10 to 20 times a week?
Oh, I would say probably about 50 times a week.
50 times a week, okay. And when would you access that device? Did you ever wake up one day and say, I wonder where Dee is?
I did not.
All right, so when were you accessing that device?
When I was asked to where the location was.
Okay, and who would ask you that?
Dale.
At some point in time, did the defendant have a conversation with you about ending the use of that GPS device?
Yes.
All right, and tell me about that.
I got a phone call one day, and it was that someone found the GPS.
Dale called you and told you somebody found it?
Yes.
All right. When you handed that GPS unit to the defendant, did he ask you to not talk about it or to do anything specifically about that conversation?
Yes.
Okay, what did he say to you?
It was a stay between him and I.
And did he say why?
No.
I'm sorry?
No.
Do you recall when Dale approached you and told you to stop, that you guys had to stop using the GPS device?
I do not know exact date. No, I don't.
Okay. Did you speak with the defendant on April 25th, 2021?
I don't know exact dates. I'm sorry.
Okay. Do you remember getting a phone call about Miss Warner being missing?
I did not receive a phone call.
Okay. Were you at the Cedar Point property?
I was.
All right. And did somebody come up there?
Yes.
Who was that?
It was either, if I remember, either Raquel or Dustin, one of the two. I can't remember.
Okay. And what did you do after they left?
I called Dale and said, hey, what's going on? And I was talking to him, and he said that him and Dee got in an argument that night, and he didn't know what was going on.
Okay. Did he say what the argument was about?
I would say it was about money, and that was probably the biggest thing.
Okay. Did he tell you himself exactly what the argument was about?
He told me it was about money.
Okay. Did he mention affairs to you?
That he approached her if she was having an affair, yes.
Did you have any other conversations with Dale about Dee Warner after April 25th, 2021?
Honestly, I don't remember if I did or not.
All right. I believe you said you and your ex-wife divorced in 2022 or 2023. Is that accurate?
Correct.
Did you remain on friendly terms with her family?
Yes and no. Obviously, I moved away at that point, but the last interaction we had was when we had our son's birthday party at the point.
All right. After your divorce, how did your relationship change with the defendant, if at all?
Honestly, I didn't talk to him very much.
Did you still feel like he was a father figure to you?
It kind of gone away, to be honest with you.
All right. Was it, so when did that feeling begin?
When I moved away, when the divorce was happening.
They're not that big. You can get them in all shapes and sizes, so it doesn't have to be those big old domes.
Good afternoon, Mr. Bush. My name is Marissa Vince.
Yeah, that's my problem, is because you can tell they're home, and we know she's very into looking good and doing all of that stuff. So having a camo camera, which will stick out like a sore thumb, instead of just having a black or white camera that is standing on the table, looking insuspicious, or being mounted to the ceiling. That, to me, it's just weird using a trail cam.
I have some questions for you.
All right.
You talked a little bit about your relationship with Mr. Warner and Miss Warner. As it relates to work, when Miss Warner, or when Mr. Warner, excuse me, would tell you things to do, was it common for Miss Warner to override him?
Yes.
And you saw verbal arguments between Mr. Warner and Miss Warner?
Yes.
From what you saw, Mr. Warner hardly raised his voice at her.
Correct.
You testified that you were on the point, you said you didn't know the date, but would it make sense if it was April 25th, 2021?
Yes, because that's right around turkey season.
And you were up at the point hunting, or preparing to hunt for turkey season?
Correct.
When you had a conversation with Mr. Warner, you called him.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
And you could hear from the background noise that Mr. Warner was actually in the sprayer when you talked to him.
Correct.
You could hear the monitor beeping.
Correct.
And there's a monitor in the sprayer.
Yes.
And that was a typical time that Mr. Warner would be spraying.
Correct.
You never saw the Hummer device, or the device, excuse me, that you ordered for Mr. Warner. You never saw it plugged into the Hummer.
Correct.
You didn't see it plugged into any vehicle?
Correct. I did not.
You don't even know what it looked like if it was just plugged in, like what the actual device would look like?
Yes, I would.
Of course, you should go back and watch the last couple of hours, giving me the view time. Pay my bills. No. You didn't miss much. This guy, we had a guy coming in talking about the Wi-Fi and the cameras on the ground, and this guy is talking about how he purchased a safe for Mr. Warner. He purchased a GPS tracking device and had it delivered to his house. He was married to one of the daughters, and then that Warner had asked him about surveillance camera. He wanted trail cams in his house for surveillance, which me and JMR are thinking, that's weird. And Danny calls it's rustic chic. I thought it was called a mouth. But again, I'm a virgin.
because I mean, I gave it to him, so I know what it looks like, but I don't know what it would be like underneath the dash or nothing like that.
Right, so you don't know if there's a light on it, if where it would be located, anything like that.
Correct.
And you testified that you would use the device to see where the Hummer was.
Correct.
At the preliminary examination, where you testified under oath on May 1st, 2024, you said that you probably would check the location of the Hummer once or twice a week. Does that sound accurate?
Yes, and it was probably, it was on average.
And while you would, look at the device for the Hummer location, you also actually used it to see mechanical issues with the Hummer, correct?
Correct.
I want to talk about the trail cameras. The trail camera that you gave to Mr. Warner, it was about 4 inches wide
Correct.
and 7 inches tall.
Yes.
And this is a type of camera that you can either just set down on a surface.
Surface or mount it.
You can mount it with a strap.
Yes.
The camera that you gave, it would be hard to disguise it.
Yes, it would be.
Can you use your hands to show how big the camera is?
It was about this big, about this tall, and it had a tall antenna on it.
Okay, so you held your hands what you think would be 4 inches apart and 7 inches tall.
Correct.
And then you said there's a big antenna coming out from the top of the camera as well?
Correct.
In the camera that you gave to Mr. Warner, he actually gave it back to you, right?
Correct.
And this was before Ms. Warner ever went missing?
Correct.
I have no further questions. Thank you.
No, that's to us. That's what we found a little weird. Especially if it's the one with an antenna on it. It looked like shit. I'm not much of an interior decorator, but still.
Go ahead.
An upspot.
You indicated that you would also use that GPS device to diagnose the Hummer.
Correct.
Okay, and when did you diagnose the Hummer?
It was if there was a fault code or anything on it.
Okay, and was there ever any fault code for the Hummer?
No.
Okay, and when there was no fault code for the Hummer, what'd you do with it?
I personally did not do anything with it.
Other than continue to track it?
Correct.
Okay, and the purpose of buying that device was what?
To track the Hummer.
And did the defendant tell you how or if Dee reacted to that device being in the Hummer?
After she found it?
Correct.
Yes, she
What?
was went off the handle. It was really mad,
Okay, and did you observe that or just from what he told you?
from what I was told.
Okay. I have nothing further.
We haven't heard about it.
You spoke with the Michigan State Police on October 24th, 2023, correct?
I don't know if I did or not. Sorry.
I think you did a few times. Would looking at the report help you refresh your recollection about when you spoke?
Yes.
Ms. Saylor, will you show GWR02, page 231?
This guy has looked lost since he sat on the stand. Yeah. He's just like, can I just get out of here? I already divorced this crazy family. Can I just not be here anymore?
This page only? Okay.
You told the police that there was an issue with the Hummer that you used the device for, correct?
Oh, sorry. I was.
No, that's okay. Did that help refresh your recollection about the date that you talked to Michigan State Police?
This page right here.
It should be at the very bottom of page 231.
Okay.
Did that help refresh your recollection?
Yeah. Sorry. I was looking at the top.
And you told the police that there was an issue with the Hummer that you used the diagnostic device for, correct?
Correct.
I have no further questions.
Again, did that diagnostic tool give you an error code for anything on the Hummer?
It did not.
Thank you.
Okay, counsel, you could approach.
Jury questions. I don't think the jury questions have been amazing in this case.
Okay, Mr. Bush, we have a couple questions from the jurors. The first is, did Dale ever give you his own or business card to pay for a GPS device?
No, he did not.
How did it end up on invoice for company?
I was reimbursed via cash, so I don't know how an invoice would be submitted.
Okay. Would the purchase show Amazon on credit card statement?
It was on my personal account, so it'd be on my card statement, correct?
Okay. Anything further at this point, Ms. Wise?
Did you provide Dale with a receipt to get reimbursed, or how did you get reimbursed?
I just told him the amount it was.
Okay. Nothing further?
Ms. Vinsky, anything else?
No, nothing further.
Okay. Can we excuse Mr. Bush from his subpoena?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. You are free to go, or if you want to be in the courtroom, you can stay in the courtroom at this point. All right, at this point, it's 4:15. I don't know, I would assume you don't want to start with another witness at this point.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we will adjourn for the day. Tomorrow, we will begin at 10:30 a.m., so I'll ask you to be here shortly before that. But before you leave, I will give you the publicity instruction one more time. So during the trial, do not read, listen to, or watch any news reports about the case. Under the law, the evidence you consider to decide the case must meet certain standards. For example, witnesses must swear to tell the truth, and the lawyers must be able to cross-examine them. Because news reports do not have to meet these standards, they could give you incorrect or misleading information that might unfairly favor one side. So to be fair to both sides, you must follow this instruction. Thank you very much, and we will see you tomorrow morning at 10:30.
So 10:30 tomorrow, we are gonna have a nice long nap, everyone. And that means Sue will already be in the pool when we start tomorrow. And if anyone is watching, Sweden is up 3-0 against Latvia in ice hockey. I think we lost a game in ice hockey. I don't know anything about it still. Try to watch it. It's horrible. I don't understand anything's going on. And people don't fight for real.
We had an issue arise with respect to the exhibit of text messages that was shown to during Mr. Bush's testimony. I'm sorry, what number exhibit was that? 25, is that?
25.
Okay, so exhibit 25.
Marissa will send him a strongly worded letter
was,
about that.
An indication that there would be an objection to one of the last text message. I believe it was back from Mr. Bush to Mr. Warner. That didn't ultimately get shown to the jury during his testimony. Is that still going to be an issue?
I think it might be only because it's part of the exhibit.
Correct. And if we publish, if the jury wants to see the exhibit, they'll get that full exhibit. So that is still an issue.
All right, so you want them to have that exhibit with that text in it?
Correct.
We had objected on hearsay grounds. I understood the court made its ruling, but we just wanted to make sure that objection was on the record.
All right. Yes, the defense did object on hearsay grounds. I have overruled that objection because I don't believe that it meets the definition of hearsay. Hearsay requires an assertion, and I don't think that the text message from Mr. Bush to Mr. Warner contains an assertion, and particularly after hearing Mr. Bush's testimony about what that discussion was, the text from Mr. Bush to Mr. Warner said okay and delete. Again, I don't think that in the context of Mr. Bush's testimony that he was doing anything other than acknowledging that he had received those text messages, which would not be an assertion, and the word delete also is not an assertion. That would be in the nature of a command, which does not assert anything to be true or false. To the extent that the word okay could be considered an assertion, again, I don't think it is, but to the extent it could be considered an assertion of an expression of opinion or something like that, as it relates to the text messages, I don't think that's being offered for the truth of the matter asserted, and so I would, for those reasons, overrule that hearsay objection and allow that exhibit to be shown to the jury. Is there anything else we need to address today before we adjourn?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you for your time. Then we will resume at 10:30 tomorrow morning. I'll just remind everyone as they're coming into the courtroom tomorrow morning, we will be on the record handling other cases, so please respect that and our ability to make a record in silence so that we can not have that interference from people talking in the background. So I appreciate that.
What?
All right, we will be in recess.
Yeah, I remember the size of them. I know, I could tell by the Swayzer who the one was, you know, by meeting him different times up there at Paula's. I knew the Swayzer. Get that word right, Swayzer? Uh-huh.
Okay. I don't know what that word means, so I'm sorry.
Oh, his style, his walk, his talk.
Okay.
Well, that was day 3 in the Dale Warner case. We're getting a little more into it now. And because when it was just, oh, he was a shitty husband, she was a shitty wife, blah, blah, blah. She had a drug problem. He had an anger problem. Yeah, sorry to say it, but that's not that super interesting to hear that from 25 witnesses in a row. But getting into more of this with the surveillance camera, buying stuff off the books, even though it was a couple of years before, makes it a little more interesting, in my opinion. And it just weirds me out, that trail cam. Why would you want a trail camera? Who wants something that looks like this inside their house? That's to me, that's just weird. And I don't know, but having this in your kitchen, that in my opinion is just weird. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird, but it could be. It could be that I'm the weird guy. But yeah, I don't know. It's that was the thing that really stuck out in my head today, was just, why the hell would you have a trail camera inside of your house, especially a house where you kind of have this, like Marissa said, 90s vibe going, and we know that apparently she was quite fancy smancy, so a trail camera would have stood out like a sore thumb inside a house like that. So I don't know, it's to me that's just weird. I might be wrong, I don't know, but yeah. Some of those are expensive. Again, I have Tapo, that system, and you can get their low end are quite cheap. They are the same price as I can get the very lowest Tapo. I can get that at roughly $10 less than a trail cam. So yeah. Or thought this kind of purchase would look less suspicious if he hunts. But the problem is, I don't know if because you are moving and you might have been a little bit in and out or at work. All of this happened a year before. January 2020 is when he talked about these cameras. So again, was he already planning to unalive her at that time, or why is he setting up cameras? That's yeah. My rings were only like $70. I ring isn't really a. I like to buy everything I can in physical stores because if the shit doesn't work, I can go back to it, and I'll help someone have a job. That's why I like physical stores. And the store we have Nest products and we have Tapo products. And again, I'm not gonna get a way better solution by paying that much more for Nest, so I'll just buy the cheapest one. I don't think I've ever seen ring products in Denmark. Can I buy them here? Oh, I can. Yes. Yeah, but they are like twice the price. Damn, a video doorbell is a 900 Danish. That's 120. Yeah, like $120 or something like that. Yeah, that's not for me. He was probably already doing shady stuff, but so far we haven't heard anything about him doing any shady stuff, other than, yeah, they probably ran some money under the table kind of thing, hid money away from Mr. IRS, but that's a national sport in Denmark to hide money from the IRS. So I'm just, I don't. And again, if he's beating his wife like a piñata, having indoor cameras would be a really dumb idea. It's to me, it's just weird. To me, it's just weird. Baker doesn't trust non-physical stores because he can't throw them. Exactly. And he only trusts physical stores as far as he can throw them. Exactly. Ring is the worst. I don't know the. I actually think I can hook up my Tapo to my Google Home screen, but that's in my living room, so I don't have any for it. Xfinity. Heard the name, I don't know what it is. Maybe he wasn't beating her. Could be that was also, again, we are very early on in all of this, and we're sitting here, and our newest joiner today, Jean, who is a local, is very adamant. He is very guilty. Again, at this point, yes, the X-ray of the tank is going to be a really big problem. But so far, I think the defense have been okay at punching back at some of the claims that, oh, he was abusing her. Well, she was kind of into it. She also abused back. That it was, both of them were kind of assholes to each other. And we will all sit here and say, why did you stay together for 15 years? But like we say in Danish, some marriages are just like dog and cats. And they will last longer than all the fancy Instagram relationships, even though they're living like dogs and cats for years. And they have this dynamic where no one who is reasonable can understand what the hell are you doing. But yeah. Random little thing from Becca. In-N-Out Burger is delicious. I don't trust a burger restaurant where you have to know the special wilderness menu to get a good burger. If I order a burger, it better be the best burger you have of that style. What about just using your eyeballs? Well, when I am in the States of Americas, it's really hard to look out of my window. It's really hard sometimes from America to look out of my own windows. And that's why I have surveillance cameras. Tapo can be hooked up to just about anything. That's one of the nice things. Yeah, and I have actually. I don't know if they have a door cam. I was looking for it because I have my front door out here, but you have to kind of go behind the house and go to that. So most people who will visit me will come through my garden door because that's out to the parking lot. So I was like, maybe I should just get a camera from out there, and then I could get notifications when people walk up there. Because if I'm in here and fooling around with the PC and I have my monitors in, I might not hear them, or especially in the summertime, I'll just let my door be open so I can get some air in. Could be kind of nice that I just got a little ding whenever people walked out. We clearly had a successful business together. It may not have been worth it to try to unwind all of that. Again, is it more worth it to end up spending life in prison? Get it animal. Well, I don't need to get it animal. Either this is a cheeseburger or it's not a cheeseburger. You don't have two types of cheeseburgers. Oh, you need the animal style. No, give me the effing best burger. What are we, commies? I have dogs. They alert me before the cameras. Well, I'm not allowed to have a dog here. Now 150 people walk down my driveway a day. You shut that shit right off. Well, that's a good thing because I have a glass door in my front door, and every time my neighbor walks past, it'll also send me an alert. But then you can put on a safe zone and say anything in this safe zone, don't react to it. So if my door opened, that would trigger. But I just took out the panes of glass and I didn't take them out, but I graded them out and said, as long as it's there, don't worry about it. But if it's anywhere outside, so instantly, if someone opens the door or goes in through the room, I would get a notification. I was commenting on Fedorowski's comment. Becca, you know the rules. If I see it in chat and I react to it, it's because I found it interesting. And I don't know what went before that. That's how most of the weird things that I don't understand, that I'll then start talking about, and everyone thinking, maybe you should just read chat, you idiot. But that's because you're all mean and call me idiot all the time. Detection zone. Yes, exactly. I had set it up, and then I must have tilted the camera a little bit or something. So there was just like a sliver, and every time they walk past, I just ding, ding, ding. I redid that really fast. But this was day 3. Technical problems all around. Crappy, had to set up again, do all the things. We'll be back tomorrow with day 4. And as I don't have anyone on as a co-star, I will be in this program that seems to be the most stable. And we'll hopefully get through it without more conniptions, so I don't have to sit here and paddle like a dog on water to try and fix everything up. We had a baby LoJack when my son was little. That thing had me excited. I don't know what a LoJack is. Jamie never shows up anymore. No, she's been sick. She's been working a lot, and she's taking care of some new animals as well. So give Jamie the time Jamie need, because right now I can't really bring guests on in the other program anyway. Well, I could for the first 3 hours today, but not the last show. So let's be nice to Jamie and give her some room. But I'll be back tonight, 11:30, where I will be looking at the foreskins and their sanctification of Jennifer McCabe. A little more drama than the daytime show, probably. So if you're here for the trials, come back tomorrow at 10:30. If you want to see a little more Baker at night, it's 11:30 tonight. go out there, have a wonderful day, and try not to be mean and yell at people and talk about how you just came here for the banjo music.
I'm Jimmy. How y'all doing?
Hey, Stolly.
I know English is your second language, but you don't word
It's
the
my
questions
third,
carefully.
but I'm still better at it than you. You are
the most important people in this case that everybody seems to have forgotten in this room is the jury. So we're going to take a 15-minute break and both sides take a pregnant pause and think about the jury.
She should be nicer to me.